Hi, today we'll see how you can work with file system using PHP. So let's get started. I open my editor and I have a folder called PHP fun, which is situated in my htdocs folder. It has only one file called index.php. I'm going to delete that. I have nothing here, so let's create two files there. Inside file index.php and another file index.view.php. Okay, we have created two files. Now the things we'll build today is a little counter apps which will show visitor counter on your websites, and we'll write the counter value to a file and then read it and then display to the browser using PHP. Now how we can accomplish this? I have divided the app into two files. One is called index view and one is index. So here index is our controller, so think of it as a file which is responsible for all the logics that will generate your view, as well as it can collect any data from the database. In this case it will collect data from the file that we'll write, and view will just contain simple HTML codes and some variables that will be displayed on the page. Let's create a function here, PHP, and then call it set counter. This function will accept a file name. So how will we call it? We'll call it like this. This function will return a counter variable, so we can save it on a variable called counter, and then we can call the function set counter. We should also include this file here, so we are including our template file index.view.php. okay, we should render our view here working with PHP file functions. So maybe we want to show the counter. You are the visitor number, and then we can specify a number here. So if you browse it, I created a virtual host earlier, so I can browse to phpfun.dev/files, and then sorry, it's showing an error because I called this function but I didn't provide the parameter here. I'll make it optional, counter.txt. now the error should be gone. Yeah, it's gone now. So we need to show a number here. So how we can do this? At first we need to check if counter file exists. Okay, if it exists, then we'll just read the value, increase it by 1, and then display it. So let's comment something, read the value if the file exists, increase its value by 1, write the new value. So let's accomplish this. The if file exists and we specify the file name, then what we should do, we should read it. So for reading we should open the file. So we can open the file in different ways. I'm showing you common ways that is used to open a file. It will return us a handle, which is a reference to the file we opened. So fopen is a function which is used to open a file for reading, or for doing anything, reading or writing. Okay, in the first parameter we specify the name of the file that we want to open, and then we should specify the mode. And there are different modes like reading, for writing, for appending files, and so on. So for details reference to the mode of opening a file, you should go to the PHP documents. So you can write PHP f open, and then you will find all the modes. So here you can see the description for the modes are given here, so you can have a clear understanding reading all of them. So I'm closing it. So as we want to read the file, so we'll open it as a reading mode, and after opening it we should read the value. So we can read it like f read, and then we should provide the handle and then length of the file. So we can specify any character, any number in byte, or we can use a function file size, which will return the full size of the file name. Okay, so this function will return the value of the file. So we should store it. So I'm storing it in a variable called count, and I should also increase it by 1. Okay, and if it does not include, then we should create it. Okay, we also need to do one thing more. If it exists, then we should write it. So for writing, we should also open the file for writing. So it will also give us another handle. We just replace the another before our previous handle with this. So we again open the file for writing now. So file name, and the mode will be W, because we want to read the file. So after opening it for reading, we should write to the file. So for writing, we can use fwrite, and fwrite will ask you for the handle and the string that you want to write. In this case, we want to write to the file our count value. So it will open the file counter.txt and replace all the values with the current value. And after our working, we should close the file, call fclose, and then pass the handle. If file does not exist, create it. We will create it. So for creating, we have to open the file. So it will give us a handle. So fopen, name of the file. Here we will specify the name as it doesn't exist. So counter.txt. We can specify this counter.txt, or we can use this variable as we will pass it. So I'm using it here, and the mode will be W plus. Why W plus? W plus will try to open the file and erase everything on it. But if the file does not exist, then it will create it, and we'll create a variable called count, set default value 1. Yeah, we should also do something here. We should return the counter so that we can use it, count, so that we can get it here. Okay, if we return it, then we'll find it here. We have defined our default value, and then we should write it to the file. So for writing, we will fwrite, provide the handle. Handle is just a reference, and then for the value what we would like to write, we give the count value for this fwrite, and after writing we should close it, fclose, and then we provide the handle again, and then we should return the count, return count. I think that's it. So now let's check. Nothing is happened, but if we check this folder, we found a file counter.txt. If we refresh the file again, then we will see it changes. For being sure, I have deleted this. Now check it again, refresh the page, and then we can see counter.txt file is open. Okay, so if we again delete it, and then while we call the function, we can also specify the file name. For example, visitor count.txt. Yes, we have specified a name here, so this name will be used for creating a file. Okay, I have refreshed 2 times, so there should be 2, and the name of the file is also changed, as you can see there. Right now we need to show this value here. Okay, so as we have this value, this variable, so we can just output the value here using PHP and then echo, or if you are using latest version of PHP, maybe 5.4, then you can use this and count. This looks a lot better. So this will replace X. Okay, now you can see that it increases as long as I refresh the page. That's all for today. Bye bye.